don't subscribe to the old school way, nor the new school way, only the optimal way. The 80-20 baseball experience with Coach Ball.
80-20 pitching. Build the foundation first. The Hall of Fame librarian. Hall of Fame pitcher Greg Maddox's modus operandi was to throw 3 to 4 different pitch types at any time with precise accuracy. Maddox didn't achieve his incredible pitching success because he had top secret pitch grips or because he was so much bigger and stronger than the other pitchers. In fact, he looked more like a librarian than he did an MLB pitcher. Maddox was definitely not a genetic outlier, and he didn't rely heavily on an ultra-sophisticated training routine. Maddox wasn't successful because he had some unorthodox delivery that gave him unique powers or rare deceptiveness. Greg Maddox was a first-ballot Hall of Fame pitcher because he perfected the 20% of pitching actions that yielded 80% of his final results. Shiny object syndrome. While many pitchers and pitching coaches are focused on fancy pitch grips, arm slots, stylish training modalities, and have 10 different pitches, Greg Maddox simply went about building and maintaining a solid foundation. More succinctly put, he optimized his leg movement and he maintained perfect torso posture throughout his delivery. He prioritized the pitching actions that netted the biggest results. He perfected his base. He perfected his core. And that is the main reason Greg Maddox won 355 Major League games and 4 Cy Young Awards. Take a moment here to go online or when you're done listening to watch a few Greg Maddox pitching videos and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Pitch grip adjustments, improving pitch spin rates, using great tools such as Rapsodo and optimizing arm path using Plyo balls can all lead to improvements. However, until a pitcher's foundation is operating optimally and consistently, there is no reason to spend much training time on the other actions that come later down the kinematic chain. The vast improvements, the massive benefits, come from properly training the legs, the hips, and the core. Those are the priorities. Home Building 101. A different way to think about building great pitching mechanics is by examining the home building process. When building a house, the construction crew preps, lays, and perfects the foundation well before it ever builds up its walls or installs its roof, and definitely well before installing that sparkly chandelier. The roof, the walls, the fancy chandelier all rely on the foundation. However, the foundation does not rely on the ceiling. It does not rely on the walls. And most importantly, it doesn't rely on the decorative light fixtures. Home builders understand the importance of getting the foundation right. Build a pitcher using that same blueprint. A lesson rooted in nature. Using nature as another example, an oak tree can have broken branches yet still stand strong. But if that tree were to have weak and stunted roots, sooner or later it would surely topple over. Pitchers can learn a very valuable lesson from home building and from how trees gain their sturdiness. Baseball pitchers, like almost all athletes, should prioritize building a solid foundation and only later spend time worrying about the less vital movements found further down the kinematic chain. From the feet up. A pitcher's foundation, as with almost all athletes, starts at the feet and moves up through the core and then out to the hands. First, a pitcher must have a set of strong, stable legs with optimal ankle mobility and hip joint integrity. Next, as we move up through the ladder of importance, a pitcher must have the core strength and the core mobility to maintain optimal torso posture throughout the pitching delivery. From there, the shoulders must have functional mobility and stability, also known as joint integrity. The combination of stability and mobility, perfected from the ground up, is the main key to consistent long-term health and success on the mound. There is a lot of interesting information out there regarding how to improve an athlete's skills. Younger players most likely enjoy reading articles that, for example, talk about the major league pitcher using 2,000 frame per second video to add a few hundred revolutions per minute to their four-seam fastball. While this information is fun to digest, these younger pitchers must understand, and if you're a young pitcher listening to this, you must understand that MLB pitchers, in all likelihood, have solidified their foundations already. They've solidified their foundations earlier in their career. Dream Weaver. If a professional pitcher has not already solidified their leg and core movements, they're temporarily getting by on either genetics, youth, grit, or all of the above. However, inevitably, injuries or a decline in performance will occur. An excellent example of this, albeit an extreme outlier, is Jared Weaver, a recently retired MLB pitcher that won 150 games in the major leagues. Now, winning 150 games as a pitcher at the highest level in baseball is an amazing accomplishment, no doubt about it. Jared is a great guy and a rare talent, no doubt about that. His unwavering competitiveness should definitely be emulated, but not his foundation, not his pitching mechanics. Now, Jared was a heck of an athlete, but his stride towards the plate was severely offline. And as he moved down the mound, his torso posture made him look more like Dick Fosbury than Greg Maddux. Jared was successful in spite of these flaws. He was successful because he was a 1 in 10 million kind of talent, though eventually even the uber-talented Weaver couldn't outpitch that faulty foundation. A different stage. It is crucial for young players to understand that MLB pitchers, the ones we see on TV or at the stadium, are at a more advanced stage in their career. Young players should proceed with caution when trying to duplicate the current training routines and mechanics of their favorite MLB players. I've saved you the time and guesswork by developing and adding the 80/20 baseball fitness guide to the 80/20 baseball membership community. And the training guide, it's one of a kind. It can be done out on the field. The workout prioritizes the legs, hips, core. It's rooted in muscle symmetry, full range of motion movements, full body involvement, and the exercises have been designed not only to be effective, but to be efficient. The workouts included in the fitness guide can be done individually or as a team and have been designed to not require equipment, although there are some things you can add to it, but it does not need equipment to be successful. The flexible design allows for the workouts to be completed either at the field, in the gym, or at home. And each age group has an easy-to-follow program for not just the preseason, but the early preseason, and in-season, because those are all going to vary with volume and resistance. All right, this has been Coach Bo. Thank you so much for your time. You take care now.
This has been the 80/20 Baseball Experience.
This is a really good team, and so you have to earn everything you have against them and take opportunities when they present themselves.
Take it to the field.